The Seattle Seahawks walked out of Levi Stadium with the Lombardi Trophy from Super Bowl LX. If you watch this game, you know the Seahawks controlled pretty much the entire thing. Stuff has been spread on social media discussing the tape from this game and how the Seahawks got the job done. I dove in myself, charting every play of the game in hopes to bring it all over into this video with a thorough and understandable breakdown of Super Bowl 60. I like to examine and figure out what actually happened versus going around guessing and speculating. So I think it's best to talk through the Seahawks' success because you may have seen the performance, but I think it's really important to understand it. Looking at every aspect of this game, to me, the Seahawks defense is a great place to begin. They were the beating heart of their championship effort and a big catalyst for the final result. This defense has been a strong unit all year and plenty of people foresaw this kind of display from Seattle. First of all, the pressure that this group generated was so hard to defend and they got aggressive early. Second play from the Patriots offense, they have this duo run called. Shifts occur post snap and a lot seems to be happening. But this is what Macdonald's all about. When you get to this end zone view, they're set up in a 4-3 defense to start with an overfront. But the madness starts when they walk Worry up. The weak side gets blocked well because Onwenu was already tasked with Worry, who's playing the will. But getting onto the play side, where there's supposed to be a double team to the Mike, while the two tight ends are running this fold technique to the Sam. Here are the reasons this run gets messed with. First, Byron Murphy stunts across the center to collaborate with that Will blitz from Worry, but also tying into this, Will Campbell fires off the line trying to watch the 3 technique down the line towards the center instead of a true deuce block that typically works vertical using a high leg technique to take half the defender upfield. Leonard Williams uses a club swim to avoid that block and clog the running back's path. The stunt from Byron Murphy also beats the block to the play side, so now the running back has to run backside, creating a big disadvantage for the left guard, whose assignment is the Mike, while the Mike's reacting to the running back getting out of reach for the left guard and getting in on the tackle. There are levels to this game, and Mike Macdonald will challenge you on every one of those levels. And this is just the second play of the game. Patriots actually had some life on their first drive, slowly moving upfield until Drake May took this sack that lost substantial yardage. The play after that sack, May was able to sneak through the middle and gain quite a few yards back. Both those plays leading to this 3rd and 8, where once again the defense shifts pre-snap, bringing Worry and Witherspoon to the line. The play clock's running, this ball needs to be snapped without any adjustments. Now this is where we get crazy. On 3rd and 8, Macdonald drew up this insane fire zone that we'll watch from the back view first. Ball snapped and pause. Both 3 techniques drop as hook curl defenders. Go back. Both tackles are given someone to block, but Seattle's sending an additional guy off both edges. The only difference for the right side is that the running back is there to pick it up. Go back. With the tight end's free release, the nickel screams off the edge, unblocked, and forces the throw to the abyss from a panicked Drake May who rolled out trying to make a play. We'll go back just once more to watch the guards, and let's think of it like this. It's a 4-man rush on 3 blockers. The running back and both tackles versus the nickel, the will, and both edge rushers. Both the guards were wasted in this protection. As crazy as it is to get near 300 pounders out into coverage on 3rd and 8, they got the results they wanted and the exterior pressure was in way too fast. The defense's late shift to mess this all up is genius in itself. There's no answer for this sudden change when you have to snap the ball in whatever protection you're already in. There's no time to decode this look. All of that was on the first drive, but Seattle didn't relent on the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, or the rest of the game. This is the 2nd drive. Seattle sends a double B pressure that gets a free rusher in. May throws into it, but that was not enough as Job crashes down and makes the quick tackle on 2nd and long. This here is the play after, so now it's 3rd and 15, and Macdonald calls this beauty. Worry lines up on the ball, Ernest Jones is mugged up, and of course Witherspoon's blitzing, and he's the one to watch. A lot else goes on in this play, but just watch and focus on Witherspoon. Like lightning into that backfield, great rep from a great player. Bottom line, Macdonald constantly challenges the communication of an offense and your rules as an offense. There's a lot happening. It's a group with some great individual players, and it's intrusive, but most of all, it's relentless. The defense holding up how it did left a lot of room for error on offense. Jason Myers had a Super Bowl record 5 field goals made, and the first touchdown wasn't scored until the 4th quarter. The lead was built steadily and slowly on offense, while the defense was handling things on the other side of the ball. The first drive, Seattle's offense was on the field. They were able to make their way downfield in impressive fashion. The way the Seahawks offense started would make you think this offense would have found much more success early on than they actually did. First play here was this outside zone strong, good for a gain of 10 yards. After another run that went nowhere, Sam Darnold and the Seahawks run stick with the fast motion from JSN. Sam quickly made it to his second read and squeezed that throw into a tight window, as tight as a sliver, to AJ Barner, who turned upfield and achieved another play that gained 10 or more yards. The play right after that one had a very similar result. Couple of things here to catch some defenders' eyes. AJ Barner's slice action with the run fake to the running back, paired with the end around action from Shaheed. So a lot is happening in the backfield, but what's going on downfield? This is what's called a high cross concept with Cooper Kupp running the primary. When Darnold turns his head to see it, the trigger isn't pulled immediately, but he does take one extra bounce and then lets it go. It appeared to be caught in bounds, and the Seahawks took that ruling and ran with it, getting up to the line to run the next play before it was even reviewed. After an unfortunate slip from JSN that turned this play on its head, that led to a failed scramble attempt, and that led to an incomplete pass out of bounds. Then this outside zone went nowhere, as Barner's block was shed and the defender made the tackle on the spot, making this next one 3rd and 7. A little Okie pylon concept was called, and the route Shaheed's running breaks softer than Sam Darnold was accounting for. The pass falls incomplete and forces a field goal attempt. A once good-looking drive fizzled out, and now they have to take the points. Seattle ended up going 3 and out on their very next drive after a JSN drop, a short pass with no yards after the catch, and a very almost cool play. But on that very almost cool play, the quarterback and receiver could not quite connect on the improvisational pass to JSN, who was running wide open. Next drive after that wasn't all that different either. They ran some more plays, and Barner made a nice play after the catch to reach the first down on 3rd down. But this series took a hit after the end around to Shaheed gets blown up. After that, the Patriots were getting good pressure on Darnold. That pretty much killed this one. After an incomplete deep shot to start the next drive, a play happened that I'd like to show for a couple of different reasons. Reason 1? Mostly because Ken Walker's sick. Not a lot of guys can bounce an outside zone run and have the speed to still break past the first and second levels. Reason 2? I also watched this play and was starting to see something I did not think I was going to see in the Super Bowl. First of all, let's get our eyes on Jalen Hawkins and this unacceptable tackle attempt. But back it up and watch his teammate Carlton Davis now. Why are you jogging? This is the biggest stage and game of your life. Not really what I expected to see from a Mike Vrabel-led team in the biggest football game there is. Now 2 plays after that one, Ken Walker strikes again. Ken gets to the line on this outside zone play. It looks like he's cutting it up, and that's what this guy thought too, diving inside like that. And Ken breaks through the space he opened up for himself and got out of there. Some guys feel space and kind of know how to manipulate and find those alleys, and Ken Walker just taught that nose tackle a lesson on making space. A couple bad plays later, they were kicking yet another field goal to cap off a drive with not 1, but 2 explosive runs. It's just the way it went for them in this game, and that was kind of okay because their defense was balling on the other side. So they kept taking points and building that lead, 3 points by 3 points. As that lead built and the game went on, the separation in production increased, and it only became more obvious that the Seahawks were just doing more. We know Seattle's defense was dictating this game, but the offense has to score points on the other side to actually win the game. And they did that, more so than the Patriots could even think about doing themselves. Coaching is definitely to be credited here in this conversation. Kubiak and his offense were not perfect, but they had a better day than the opposition, especially down the stretch. Kubiak was done kicking field goals, so on their first touchdown drive, he was reaching in his bag a little. 3rd and 9 on the Patriots 25. There's no way to be absolute sure, but I'm pretty confident this is a deep choice concept, if you could take my word on it. But this is an incredible call. 3 receiver bunch to the field, and you get cover 1 man. In these bunches, the DBs have to communicate and react well with how many rules there are. In Saban terms, this looks like push alert from the defense. Marcus Jones, the nickel, takes the furthest inside receiver, or the number 3. You see him pointing right at him. Then the 2 behind play push alert. It's a certain set of rules, but I'll sum it up real quick. Basically, match your man. The inside stem on Kupp's route gets Gonzo to flip inside because that's his man. As the route goes vertical, Gonzo is square, but that leverage has already been lost and Kupp has all sorts of space to the outside. The throw is good and the play call converts, the 3rd and long. Just 1 play after that, Kubiak dials up another one. First of all, it's cover 1 man again. Outside zone action strong. Now watch Gibbons, who actually just got past the responsibility to cover AJ Barner. Barner bursts through. Meanwhile, Gibbons' mind is in a blender. He's reacting to the run and forgot to cover Barner. Darnold found him in the end zone for the first touchdown of the game on either side. The play call is a C-gap insert scissors off outside zone action, and it sure was a beaut and worked well. Conversely, the Patriots were not drawing up many beauts. This was much earlier on in the game, and do you remember when we watched the aggressiveness the Seahawks were playing with? Well, Josh McDaniels didn't. This is running back draw. As you'd expect, the Seahawks blitz. They run this will pressure and the Mike folds over top, making him untouchable for Hunter Henry, who's assigned to block him. And you see how this play turns out. Not the brightest moment from Josh McDaniels. Nothing at all came easy for the Patriots offense, and nothing seemed to click. It's almost like they hadn't prepared enough, and I'm not saying that's the case. I would never say that about a professional organization, but that's kind of the misconnection I felt watching this tape. Even when something good happened, there was no play off of it. There's no back-to-back good result to build some sort of momentum or confidence. Lots of guys are pointing the finger at Drake May. I will say it didn't look like the normal Drake May out there. There are excuses to be made, but quite frankly, what I saw looked like a dragged down version of him. May looked incredibly slow, he wasn't moving his eyes all that well, and the pocket management was so poor compared to his previous form. It looked like he was playing impaired. Again, not an accusation, just trying to give y'all an idea of what it looked like. This play sums up a few things I did not like. This is a really common concept called dagger. The deep in breaker is the primary on this play. May drops back and gets his eyes there. Still there. And now he runs into a sack without looking for any other options across the field. There's just something about this play and his play that did not look like him. Another kid getting torn apart online is Will Campbell. And I'll tell you this, it did not matter who the Seahawks were attacking, they were getting pressure either way. And most people wouldn't even take the garbage down the street if they had torn ligaments in their knee. I think this is just an overreaction. Campbell's a rookie, he's hurt, he'll be just fine. People like him don't just give up because what is said behind some screens. Same with Drake May. He's a young, mature kid that's got a good head above that numb throwing shoulder, and you don't coincidentally finish behind only Matthew Stafford for MVP and make a Super Bowl. He's super talented, and again, he'll be fine. Speaking about how things will be okay, I think this offseason for Seattle Seahawks fans will be pretty nice, especially how they won it all. I imagine it was a satisfying watch and celebrated heavily. It's not like there wasn't a little scare though. After Seattle scored their first, May followed that with his best drive and two of the best throws of the postseason. May made this ridiculous throw to a double dig concept, fitting it over the second level and in front of the third. The eyes were once again glued to the primary, but you can't say that wasn't a gnarly throw. Then the next play, Drake threw this touchdown to the fade. I mean, you couldn't help but think there was some fourth quarter magic coming and it wouldn't get interesting. But the next possession pretty much summarized this entire game. There were chances, but they could not get it done because of the level of difficulty to do so. May did start to become impatient trying to mount the magic comeback, and after he threw this one, I kind of saw the interception coming, and sure enough, the interception arrived. It was on a Yankee concept. I'm almost sure he overthrew the dig off a bad throwing platform, forcing it, and consequentially, it got picked off and essentially ended the game. And if that didn't, then the pick six afterwards did. It was an overload pressure, May got rocked, and the ball ended up in Uchenna Nwosu's hands, going the other way for 6. That will be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, go down, subscribe, go watch any of the past content on the channel. It would mean a lot, and I will see you guys next time.